So, George Osborne's budget. Now, his top line, he talks about all the great things. The personal tax-free allowance rises to $11,500, higher threshold before the highest rates kicks in, meaning our tax cut of over £400. He wants to freeze fuel duty, which was one that kind of made no sense since we're at our lowest level. Another 5 pence per litre would actually help rebuild our roads. He doesn't want to touch cider and beer duty, which made no sense at all because you always go after those. He wants every school in Britain to become an academy and use that money, the money that they get, to fund longer school days and school sports. Big on lifetime ISAs, £20,000 for everyone. An ISA is a savings instrument that you can use for retirement, very much like an IRA in the United States. And under 40s who haven't had such a good deal from pensions, they get a lifetime ISA. So they can put in, for every £4 they save, the government will give you £1. And cuts for small businesses, cutting on the business tax rates, cutting on the capital gains tax to boost enterprise is what he said, but basically it's a nice little payback to all their friends that have 2 and 3 homes. Our top line is more cuts. He wants to cut 50 pence out of every 100 spent. So now we're well beyond the bone. We're into marrow here.
But isn't the media top line the sugar tax?
Oh God, yeah, the sugar tax on soft drinks but
not on chocolate and cakes and things.
Why? Why aren't they looking at this end of it? Because our top line, BME, Black Minority and Ethnic Women's Services, have been absolutely devastated. Domestic violence services are virtually gone. Prevention services of any kind are all hit. Disabled people being able to live on their own, all those services are cut. And, that capital gains tax, as we talked about, is just to let their friends sell their second home. I don't get it.
You're such a cynic.
I am a cynic because it's true.
I wonder how many times I am going to see or hear Mary Poppins sing A Spoonful of Sugar on the media. When they talk, help the medicine go down, when they're talking about this, it's all, to mix my analogy from A Spoonful of Sugar to Smoke and Mirrors. It is all smoke and mirrors, because there's this huge black hole in the finances.
And an hour and 10 minutes
worth. Or something?
Hour and 10 minutes worth of smoke and mirrors yesterday.
So what he's doing, in effect, is moving around all the kind of accountancy rules. I'll put this over there here, and I'll put this over there, so he meets his targets for supposedly surplus.
Did you ever play 3-Card Monte with a guy on the street?
Is that the one with the cup?
Yeah, find the queen, find the queen, find the queen. It's just 3 cards. No. You stand and watch these guys, and they're masters, and okay, where's the queen? There's the queen. Flip it over, then you start shifting them back and forth. Find the queen, find the queen, find the queen, and you win the first couple of times, and then you just let it ride, and before you know it, you're out $20, $30 in the States, or 20, 30 pounds here. And he's long gone with your money. Well, that's essentially the game that George Osborne is playing with our taxes and with the monies and the receipts.
You see it now, don't see it now.
What was
a winner or not?
The top line on everything from the BBC, as they were doing it, they showed what his projected cuts were going to be based on just what he had said. To the point where in 2020 we now have a £10 billion surplus, and in 2021 we have an 11
You'll
billion
never reach that in a million years.
You're never going to. But where is the journalistic integrity and the questioning and the probing? Why do they just take it at face value because it's the Chancellor saying something in his big budget speech?
Because even the OBR doubted that surplus.
Yes.
2020.
He's not hit any of his targets in the 6 years of budgets that he's produced. So why should we all of a sudden believe that it's going to suddenly be any better when the economy is turning against him?
The thing is, we touched on it, didn't we? It's a political budget, isn't it? Because nothing really happened. You had all these smoke and mirrors and blah blah and sugar tax slowly, but it's in order to see off or try to see off Boris Johnson and get some support in the backbenches, or obviously that sugar tax. One thing about that sugar tax is some nutter Tory backbench said this is nanny statism gone wrong. Nanny statism. I love that. I mean, they still talk about nanny states. I want more nanny statism, me. You know, I like nanny states. Nanny statism.
You know, when I interviewed the guy that wrote the book Sugar, Salt, Fat, and he talks about the bliss point of food, and he actually thinks that at some point in time, big food is going to be in as much trouble as big tobacco for the obesity and illness crisis. There are lawsuits that are coming for the amount of sugar, the addicting fructose sugar.
We don't know how much is in a lot of the food, you know, manufactured food, because all the food companies have stopped this clear traffic light system, red, amber, green, because, well, they say it's because it wouldn't work, but of course it would be clearly identified to consumers what they shouldn't eat and how much sugar is in there. You know, so people don't know. I mean, if you pick up something in the supermarket to eat, you don't know what to eat. Nobody reads that, all that rubbish, do they?
I interviewed a nutritionist in the Netherlands, Carola van Bemmelen, and she talked about the places where you will find sugar that will absolutely blow your mind. I mean, you expect to see it in tomato sauce because it helps with the flavor, but toothpaste, there is sugar in your toothpaste. The thing that is supposed to protect your teeth from the impact of sugar has sugar in it. There's sugar in peanut butter. There's sugar in so many things. You go down the list and you think, my God, how do I even avoid it?
But people don't know that, do they? I mean, it'll be in there, and it's very, very small print, very complicated print, but people don't read that, do they? You know, your peanut butter and stuff. People don't know there's sugar in it. Toothpaste, for God's sake.
Just insane.